Picture this. A young athlete, standing at the starting line of a marathon. Her heart races, her muscles tense, and her mind is filled with determination. She's been training for months, dreaming of this moment. The gun fires, and she takes off with a burst of energy. But as the miles stretch on, that initial surge of motivation begins to fade. This is where the true test begins. You see, motivation is like that starting gun. It gets you going, fills you with excitement and purpose. But motivation alone isn't enough to carry you across the finish line. That's where consistency comes in. The unsung hero of success. Let me tell you about Sarah, a woman who learned this lesson the hard way. Sarah always had big dreams. She wanted to start her own business, get in shape, learn a new language. Every New Year's Eve, she'd make grand resolutions, filled with enthusiasm and hope. But by February, those plans would be forgotten, gathering dust like so many abandoned gym memberships. Sarah's problem wasn't a lack of motivation. She had plenty of that. What she lacked was consistency. The daily discipline to keep going even when the initial excitement wore off. One day, Sarah stumbled upon a quote that changed everything. "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. These words, attributed to Aristotle, struck a chord deep within her. She realized that her sporadic bursts of motivation weren't enough. If she wanted to achieve her goals, she needed to build habits. Consistent, daily actions that would slowly but surely lead her toward success. So Sarah decided to start small. Instead of vowing to run a marathon, she committed to walking for just 10 minutes every day. Rather than promising to write a novel, she pledged to write one paragraph each morning. These weren't grand, motivational goals. They were tiny, almost insignificant actions, but they were actions she could take consistently, day after day. At first, it wasn't easy. There were days when Sarah didn't feel like walking, or when writer's block made even a single paragraph seem impossible. But she pushed through, reminding herself that it wasn't about motivation. It was about showing up every single day. Weeks turned into months, and something remarkable began to happen. Those 10-minute walks became 20-minute jogs. The daily paragraphs grew into chapters. Without even realizing it, Sarah was making progress towards her goals, one small step at a time. This is the power of consistency. It's not about grand gestures or moments of intense motivation. It's about the small, seemingly insignificant actions we take day after day. It's about building habits that align with our goals and sticking to them, even when we don't feel like it. Think about it. A single workout won't make you fit. One day of healthy eating won't transform your body. A few hours of study won't make you an expert. But do these things consistently, day after day, week after week, and the results will astound you. Consistency is like water dripping on a stone. At first, it seems to have no effect, but given enough time, that steady drip can carve canyons. Your daily actions, no matter how small, are that drip in your goals. They're the canyons waiting to be carved. Now, I'm not saying motivation isn't important. It absolutely is. Motivation is what gets us started, what inspires us to set goals in the first place. But motivation is fickle. It comes and goes, like the tide. Consistency is the ship that sails those waters, moving forward, regardless of whether the tide is high or low. Let's go back to our marathon runner for a moment. As she pushes through mile after grueling mile, it's not motivation that keeps her going. It's the consistency of her training, the habit she's built over months of preparation. It's the knowledge that she's put in the work, day after day, even when she didn't feel like it. This is true in every area of life. Want to become a great writer? Write every day, even if it's just a few sentences. Dreaming of starting a successful business? Work on it consistently, even if it's just for an hour each evening after your day job. Hoping to improve your relationships? Make a habit of showing kindness and appreciation, even in small ways, every single day. The beauty of consistency is that it compounds over time. Those small, daily actions might not seem like much in the moment, but they add up, building momentum, creating change that's both profound and lasting. Sarah discovered this as her small habits began to transform her life. Her daily walks turned into a passion for fitness, leading her to complete that marathon she'd always dreamed of. Her writing habit blossomed into a blog, then a book deal. And the confidence she gained from these achievements gave her the courage to finally start her own business. But here's the thing. Sarah's story isn't unique. History is filled with examples of people who achieved greatness not through sudden bursts of motivation, but through consistent, dedicated effort. Take Vincent van Gogh, for instance. He wasn't born a master painter. He became one through relentless practice, producing over 2,100 artworks in just over a decade. Or consider Stephen King, who commits to writing 2,000 words every single day, regardless of how he feels. These individuals understood that success isn't about waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about showing up day after day and putting in the work. So, how can you harness the power of consistency in your own life? Start small. Choose one area where you want to see improvement and commit to taking one tiny action every day. Maybe it's reading a page of a book, doing 5 push-ups, or spending 5 minutes learning a new skill. The action itself doesn't matter as much as your commitment to doing it consistently. Remember, it's not about being perfect. There will be days when you slip up, when life gets in the way. That's okay. The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible. Consistency isn't about never failing. It's about never giving up. As you build these habits of consistency, you'll start to notice something incredible. Those moments of motivation, the ones that used to fizzle out so quickly, will start to last longer. Why? Because you're no longer relying on motivation alone. You're building a foundation of discipline and habit that can carry you through even when motivation wanes. Imagine waking up every morning, not needing to psych yourself up to work towards your goals, but simply doing it because it's become as natural as brushing your teeth. That's the power of consistency. It turns actions into habits, and habits into lasting change. So, the next time you feel a surge of motivation, by all means, embrace it. Let it inspire you to set goals and dream big. But don't stop there. Use that motivation to establish consistent, daily actions that will carry you toward your dreams, long after the initial excitement has faded. Remember our marathon runner. As she crosses the finish line, exhausted but triumphant, it's not just a victory of physical endurance. It's a testament to the power of consistency, to the strength that comes from showing up day after day, mile after mile. You have that same power within you. Your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, they're all waiting on the other side of consistency. So start today. Take that first small step, and then take it again tomorrow, and the day after that. Before you know it, you'll be running your own marathon, achieving things you once thought impossible. Because in the end, it's not motivation that defines us. It's our habits, our daily disciplines, our unwavering consistency. That's what turns dreams into reality. That's what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. That's the true power of consistency.